Punch on Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Oh man, this topic, it's a good one, y'all. This topic is a goodie. And I could have brought this up a little, I could have done a video about it yesterday. But I really wanted to see what other people's really had to see. I wanted to see the emotions of what people had to say. The negative, the positive. I really didn't hear a lot of positivity about PBC rumor to be having their own belt. And not acknowledging the WBC, the WBO, the IBF, WBA. And at first I was thinking about, man, I was like, man, everybody just give your belts away, man. Let me get the WBC, let me get the WBA. Everybody take everybody's belt, put it in the garbage. The whole boxing sport, just burn it all up. Burn it all up. I said, what the hell is going on with the sport of boxing, huh? What the hell is going on with Haymon? What the hell is going on? What is he trying to do? Why is he trying to do this? Taking the power of becoming a champion. Taking the power of being a champion. Why is PBC doing this? And then I thought. But for so many years, the fans has been critiquing boxing in general. Recently, look what we've been talking about the boxing world. We're talking about this franchise WBC title. Why is this the WBC title given a franchise, diamond, Mayans, silver, copper, wood, all these championships of the WBC? The super champion of WBA and the regular champion of WBA. Nobody respected the WBO. Everybody say that WBO is a top ranked belt. Right? The PBC telecast, they don't respect the WBO. They respect the IBO, the WBO. Remember, they put it in the in the broadcast. It's still going like this. Andy Ruiz, they don't even got Andy Ruiz as holding 4 belts. They only looking at the WBC and the WBA. Huh? So they don't acknowledge it. I mean, the IBF and the WBA, they don't acknowledge the other belts. They don't acknowledge the guys like Buck Crawford. Seems like they really don't want to acknowledge anybody else that's not with PBC. And I've been critical about it. The hell are these guys? Who they think they are? Who they think these fans, the fans don't know what's really going on? Huh? But you know what? I had to sit back and analyze every single thing what I'm about to explain to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. And some of y'all may agree, and some of y'all may disagree. And I'm not saying that I'm right, but I had to break down the pros and the cons about this, y'all. I had to break it down. And maybe I'm not even all fully there, but I just had to express myself because you already know I'm a humble as could be. This ain't a boxing channel where it's just my opinion and whatever I feel and whatever I say might be right. You are my brothers and sisters. You are my peoples. So that's why you leave it in the comment box and we could chop it up and come to a good understanding of what should happen, what makes sense, what's logical, what's objective without being biased. Right? That's been the slogan. That's been the punch on slogan since I started. Unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Right? We consider these fighters as a modern day warriors. My modern day warrior, modern day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. Yet, at the end of the day, we're going to hold them accountable for their words, their actions, and things of that nature. Things that don't make sense, we're going to hold them accountable. And for the PBC, yes, I'm going to hold them accountable. And I'm going to speak on a logical point on what the hell is Al Haymon PBC trying to do here. Are they trying to bury boxing? Or they're trying to take boxing, in which probably many of us feel like it should go, but because it's PBC And Al Haymon, and a lot of people's not a fan about Al Haymon. Look, I'm not a fan. I'm a fan about what Al Haymon have done to these fighters, because there's no fighter out there that's been complaining about Al Haymon. Al Haymon have done a lot for these guys, man. All these guys almost call Al Haymon daddy. That's how much they love Al Haymon. He's daddy Al Haymon. Uncle Al Haymon, daddy Al Haymon, baby daddy Al Haymon, sugar daddy Al Haymon. That's the way these boxers talk about Al Haymon, like, man, he is Jesus. So I can't really emphasize so much and speak negative about the man when he's doing so much great things for these warriors. Yet, as a fan's point of view, we feel like PBC got a best crop, probably got the best roster. Yet we don't see the fight that we really want to see on a consistent basis and a good, timely fashion within the guy's prime. The fights that we ask for, we not getting it. We may see it, but we don't get it when the fans is clamoring for it. Excuse me. So let's go with the cons. At this point, no, it's not good that PBC is not considering people and not acknowledging champions at the end of the day, because like I said, at the end of the day, these guys are still, you're taking away the power of the fighters that go out there and risk their life for their family, sacrifice their life. So we take that champion status away from these guys and make it seem like being a champion is nothing, then that's a problem. But like I said once before, if you don't follow Punch Drunk Boxing, I said it once before, Al Haymon don't give a damn about legacy. And he's running with that. And the boxers are following. They don't give a damn about their own legacy. Haven't y'all noticed? They just use the belt for what? For positioning. But then, if PBC, and they probably have the best roster, put it this way, if you put Canelo Alvarez in PBC, that is it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. So, they got it all. But then you will take all the belts away. Yet, the thing why a lot of people there's a lot of boxing fans that transfer to become hardcore UFC fans, is that they feel like it's under one master. It's not so much of ambiguity when it comes to belts, when it comes to commissions, when it comes to all these different type of belts and commission and all these side deals and all these political things. UFC is kind of simple. You got your one belt, you got your multiple weight classes, and rank number one is fighting rank number two, and the best is fighting the best, for the most part. The best of the best is always fighting the best. Ain't nobody gonna get some easy pickings. Ain't nobody gonna and if you lose, the guy's stepping up. You might not even get that rematch. Real strict, but fan friendly. Now, if they do have the belt, like I said, all the belts would not be acknowledged. Yet, the pros in this is that boxing may go back to where it's supposed to be. One belt, divisions out there, but one belt is going to determine the champion. It's not going to be 4 different type of belt federations. They're going to consider one guy the champion. And if they're thinking about only doing it in the heavyweight division, or they think about doing it in the welterweight division, where PBC got their fighters at the elite level from 1 through 5, That's a smart move. It would be empowering if a guy like Deontay Wilder drops the WBC and they start the PBC heavyweight with Deontay Wilder. Us knowing that we know that the real heavyweight champion is already Deontay Wilder. It's almost like WBC did with the franchise with Lomachenko. You could give the belt to Devin Haney, but we all know the real champion is Lomachenko. So you take the power out the belt. So if you take the power out the belt, PBC is looking at it like, yo, it's easy to take the power out the belt. And when you take the power out of the belt, the boxers will understand and they will follow. How many times you seen fighters vacate their title? Huh? You see Gervonta Tank Davis, he's won a couple of titles and he has vacated them. You see Keith Thurman, that we thought that the green belt was the most prestige belt, and Keith Thurman actually earned his WBC belt. Keith Thurman actually earned the WBC belt. Unlike the WBA, he got uplifted to become super champion. That's the difference, y'all. So PBC will take the power at the other belt federation because they already got their fighters as champions. 154-pound division. Tony Harrison, J-Rock. Welterweight division. PBC got on lock. Heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder. 168-pound division. Jose Benavidez. Kalen Plant. You got fighters out there. Feeling sorry for Jamal Charlo in the middleweight division, but even Canelo Alvarez, he might not be in the middleweight division as well. He's having problems with Golden Boy with Oscar De La Hoya. Maybe Canelo Alvarez is trying to make his way and work with the Al Haymon of the world. Manny Pacquiao, who I consider the GOAT, is with PBC. Now think about it. If you give the PBC belt to Manny Pacquiao, fighters is going to take that belt serious because it's Manny Pacquiao. If the belt is going to start with anybody, matter of fact, it shouldn't even start with Deontay Wilder. If it starts with Manny Pacquiao, look at the legitimacy on that belt. And you could start something good. You got the fighters. And you have the current champions. Something very, very interesting. Is it good for boxing? Or other players in boxing, other belt federation like WBC has made it easy for PBC to look into their futures endeavors. Just think about it, y'all. If Manny Pacquiao says, I'm going to drop my WBA belt, right? And Errol Spence is going to drop his belts. And we're going to fight, or maybe they could keep their belt, and we're going to fight for the new PBC belt. Is that belt going to be legitimate? Yes, it will. If Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz was that's what PBC is going to fight Deontay Wilder next, let's say, and Deontay Wilder beats Luis Ortiz, and they drop their belt and be like, the PBC is going to be the new heavyweight belt. It's going to be just one face, one name, one belt. Are people going to be happy about that? Because we already know they're the champions anyway. It could happen. I could see the plan. I could see the light. And maybe now, I would say Al Haymon is not only just being a client to his fighters, but he's actually looking at the legacy, not only in fighters or their records, but in boxing itself. Premier boxing champion is not Golden Boy Promotions. It's not Top Rank. It's not Top Rank. It's not Matchroom. Premier boxing champions. The name says it all, y'all. The name says it all. They got the fighters, they got the current champions, they got the noticeable people in the sport of boxing that they could start something new. And I believe they got everybody else on the balls. Because even Tyson Fury, the lineal champion, the lineal belt, it does not speak loudly, and he knows it and everybody else knows it. You could take the power out of the belt, and more, the more months go by, the more years go by, you already know that these fighters, just like Floyd Mayweather said a long time ago, that he's above belts. Even if these guys ain't Floyd Mayweather and have not even a quarter of his career. Not even a quarter of his career. These guys are looking like at these belts that is nothing. It's nothing. It's not special like that. That paycheck is special. If it was special, Keith Thurman would have never vacated that belt. Especially to two guys that he already beat him. You remember what Tim Bradley said? And this started way before. Remember when Tim Bradley says, man, I don't want no 4 belts. I only want 1 belt. What the hell? I want to pay 4 sanctioning bodies. So even for boxers, they might not be in a good platform. A lot of ESPN, probably Timothy Bradley is not going to say that. Because, of course, he's in Bud Crawford's side. So, of course, he ain't going to talk about no PBC. But at the end of the day, we all know that we all, boxers, trainers, all have complained. Boxing personnel, independent media, we all complained that there's too many belts. We don't know who's real champions. There's a lot of champions that we don't even know. There's a lot of champions that we don't even know. We don't even know how they look like. We don't know how to pronounce their names. Too many super champions, regular champions, silver champions, or whatever. Nobody taking it serious anymore. But if you have 1 belt like we all wanted, and PBC is gonna start it, and they got the fighters, and they got the current champions to do so, and the noticeable, and they got the legend Manny Pacquiao who could start it all, it could be a success. And then more fighters will go to PBC. And PBC will be just like their own entity. It will be their own company. It will be they'll be running the sport. Boxing will be premier boxing champions. That will be the sport. It's not only a platform anymore, ladies and gentlemen. That will be the sport. Premier boxing champions. That's it. Just like UFC. And there's other companies out there that is mixed martial arts. But there's UFC. And then it's going to be PBC. Let me know if you disagree or agree. And we're still going to be talking about this because I think I'm going to have a live show about it so we can all really live and chat and chop it up. At first, like I said, I thought it was cons. I thought it was a bad idea. But now that it just took me hours and just to really, really look at it and be humble about it and really, where could this take it? And maybe Al Haymon not even looking at it like that. Maybe he's just looking at it despite the WBC and despite the WBA. Or despite whatever, the WBO and despite all the belt federations. But this is a better plan that's not going to come through fruition in 1 year or 2. But with the current champions right now, you could start it off and it will be a gold mine. Boxing will change the way the fans has been clamming for. The only problem is the fans are divided. There's fans that love the Zone better, that love the Eddie Hearns of the world, that don't like Al Haymon. There are fans that like Top Rank that don't like Al Haymon. There's people that like Al Haymon and the PBC that don't like Golden Boy Promotions. There's other people that like the Golden Boy Promotions that don't like. You understand what I'm trying to say? But as of now, like I said, in conclusion and in closing, no fighter has complained about PBC, has complained about Al Haymon. No fighters has complained about the paycheck. No fighters has complained about their precisions. Everybody's happy. And Al Haymon have switched their mindset in thinking business first, legacy third or fifth. It is what it is. But if you give power to a belt again, maybe they start thinking about belts. Maybe they start thinking about legacy. But as of now, there is no legacy in belts. And we got to keep it real. I got to keep it honest. WBC has turned their premier status of belts. Chick is crazy. Remember, they were supposed to be the most prestige belt, and they watered down their own belt. And when you got the most prestige belt, watering it down, it opens up for something like a PBC belt. Let me know what y'all think, man. I still a little mixed emotions about it. But now, the more I say it, the more I'm preaching, the more I'm thinking about this, man. It just make good sense. You already know, man, this is Punch Unboxing, man. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Leave it in the comment box. You already know I don't run from nobody. We're going to chop it up. What does it do for the sport of boxing? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Why? How is it going to change? For the good, for the bad? Is it negative? Is it positive? Is it genuine? Is Al Haymon trying to uplift boxing? Or he's trying to destroy boxing? This is Punch Unboxing, baby. Again, yo, fight plus survive equals true champions. The merch is coming soon. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, like it, share it. Whatever, we could agree or disagree. At the end of the day, this is not just about my opinion. This channel is about all hardcore boxing fans, and we're going to chop it up, and we're going to better each other. We're going to bounce knowledge of each other. On to the next.